You want success in 60 seconds. You want greatness without the grind. You want the crown, but you don't want the cuts. You want the results, but not the road. You want the finish line, but not the race. You want the spotlight, but not the shadow it comes from. Let me be real with you. There are no shortcuts. Only sacrifice. You've been lied to. They told you to manifest it. They told you to speak it into existence. But nobody told you what it costs to make it real. You still gotta wake up before the world. You still gotta train when your body begs to quit. You still gotta grind in silence when no one is clapping for you. You say you're ready to level up, but when life sends the bill, you hesitate. You want success to be easy. You want destiny without discipline. You want greatness, but you don't want to bleed for it. Let me break it to you. Success doesn't come with discounts. Legacy doesn't go on sale. The throne costs full price every time. Hard work is the cheat code. Discipline is the secret. The grind is the gateway. You want to win? Then you better stop searching for hacks and start becoming the kind of person who doesn't need one. Stop trying to skip the process. Stop wishing it would be easier. Start training like your life depends on it, because it does. While you're watching motivational videos, someone out there is becoming one. While you're still thinking about starting, someone already started at 4 a.m. and they're 10 miles ahead. You don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. You need to do the boring work. You need to train when you're tired. You need to push when nobody's watching. No sleep, no shortcuts, no excuses. That's the real formula. That's the real cheat code, because you don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. You don't become legendary by dreaming. You become legendary by sacrificing. And that starts today. Everybody wants success, but very few are willing to bleed for it. Everybody wants to shine, but not everybody wants to suffer in the dark to earn it. You say you want it, then why are you still waiting for permission? Why are you still negotiating with your excuses? Wanting it is not enough. You've got to grind for it. You've got to train your mind to wake up even when it's tired. You've got to show up even when your feelings tell you to quit. You've got to move even when motivation disappears, because it will. And when it does, only discipline remains. Everyone talks big, but talking never built an empire. Posting quotes never wrote a legacy. Dreaming never made someone dangerous. You grind when nobody believes in you. You grind when you're broke. You grind when you're tired. You grind when it's cold, lonely, and silent. That's what separates the average from the relentless. That's what turns a nobody into a king. That's what builds the kind of discipline that makes success inevitable. Don't you get? If you want to be uncommon, your effort has to be uncommon. If you want to be legendary, your habits can't be ordinary. While others are sleeping, you're studying. While others are watching Netflix, you're running. While others are quitting, you're doubling down. Because everybody wants the rewards, but few are willing to pay the price in sweat, sacrifice, and self-control. And let me tell you something. You can't buy greatness with convenience. You buy it with consistency. You buy it with early mornings and late nights. You buy it with the kind of effort that makes average people uncomfortable. So ask yourself, do you want it bad enough to be uncomfortable? To be obsessed? To be laser-focused when the world is distracted? If the answer is yes, then get up, lock in, and go all in. You already know what it takes. Now prove it. You want to know the real difference between winners and everybody else? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not some magical moment where everything lines up just right. It's discipline. Winners breathe discipline like oxygen. They live by it. They build with it. They bleed for it. When they're tired, they still show up. When it's boring, they still lock in. When motivation disappears, they're already moving. Because winners don't wait to feel like it. They've trained themselves to become it. Discipline ain't a mood. It's a mindset. It's doing what needs to be done, even when your emotions are screaming for comfort. You think champions always feel inspired? You think legends always feel strong? No. They just know that discipline beats emotion every single day. The gym when you're tired? That's discipline. Studying when your friends are out partying? That's discipline. Grinding when nobody's clapping? That's discipline. That's what builds empires. Discipline is what makes you dangerous. Because when you're disciplined, you're consistent. And when you're consistent, you become unbreakable. Anybody can hustle when it's easy. Anybody can grind when it's fun. But when life hits, when it's dark, cold, quiet, lonely, that's when discipline steps in and says, we don't stop. Winners are not made in crowds. They're made in silence. They're built in the hours nobody sees. They rise not because they wanted it more, but because they were disciplined enough to never quit. So if you want to be great, you don't need another speech. You need a system. You need a standard. You need to become the kind of person who does what needs to be done no matter what. Discipline is louder than dreams. Discipline is stronger than doubt. Discipline is what turns your vision into victory. It's the edge. It's the fire. It's the voice in your head that says, let's go again. Let me tell you something that might sting. Nobody cares about your reasons. The world ain't moved by your excuses. It's moved by your execution. You can explain all day why you didn't show up, why you couldn't stay consistent, why you almost made it. But results speak louder than any story you tell. Results don't lie. Results don't care about your past. Results are built by people who stopped making excuses and started making moves. Yeah, life gets hard. Yeah, it's not fair sometimes. But champions don't spend their energy justifying failure. They use it. They flip the pain into power. They turn the setbacks into setups. Because you either have reasons or you have results, but you can't have both. You can say, I didn't have the time, or you can say, I made the time. You can say, I didn't feel like it, or you can say, I did it anyway. You can say, it was too hard, or you can say, that's why I became stronger. Winners don't need a cheerleader. They don't wait for perfect timing. They don't wait for external validation. They build when no one's watching. They show up when no one believes. They execute even when everything inside them says quit, because they understand the truth. Results are the proof of discipline. You don't rise because you dreamed it. You rise because you did it again and again, until greatness had no choice but to open the door. You want respect? Then deliver. You want power? Then perform. Let the doubters doubt. Let the haters talk. Let the world underestimate you. Ping, just keep grinding. Just keep producing. Just keep building your empire, one disciplined action at a time. Because at the end of the day, it's not your reasons that matter. It's your results. Let's be real. You want to live like the 1%, but you're moving like the 99. You want a life that's uncommon, but you're stuck in common habits. You want success that turns heads, but your discipline doesn't even turn a page. Let me make it crystal clear. You will never live extraordinary if you keep thinking, acting, and moving like everyone else. You want to rise? And your life can't look normal. Wake-up time can't be average. Work ethic can't be average. Focus can't be average. Discipline has to be elite. Ordinary people don't build empires. Ordinary habits don't leave legacies. It's the small decisions no one sees that shape the massive results everyone admires. You think millionaires got that way sleeping in? You think legends skip days because they're not in the mood? No, they built standards, they built systems, they made discipline their identity. And hear this, success doesn't reward desire, it rewards habits. You want to be successful? Then ask yourself, what are my morning habits like? How do I respond when no one's watching? Do I do what I said I would do when the feeling is gone? Because motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire that burns daily. You can't Netflix your way to greatness. You can't scroll your way to power. You can't gossip, complain, and drift and expect results that people respect. You gotta build habits that are ruthless, habits that make no room for laziness, habits that say, this is who I am now, And I don't negotiate with weakness. You eat different, you move different, you think different, you grind different, because you know ordinary won't cut it. You know what you're building is too important. Let them laugh, let them question, let them play. You've got bigger things to do. You're not chasing average, you're chasing extraordinary. They said you couldn't do it. They looked at your past and made assumptions. They judged your silence, mistook your patience for weakness. They laughed at your dream because they couldn't see the fire inside you. But listen to me. You don't respond to doubt with noise. You respond with discipline. You don't argue. You don't debate. You don't post for validation. You grind. You build. You deliver. Because nothing crushes doubt like results. They thought you'd quit when it got tough, but you didn't. They thought the rejection would break you, but it built you. They thought your background would hold you back, but it became your fuel. Let them doubt, let them whisper, let them wait for your downfall. Because when you move with discipline, you don't just prove them wrong. You make their doubt irrelevant. Discipline is the quiet killer of disbelief. It doesn't flex, it finishes. It doesn't argue, it executes. While they talk, you train. While they scroll, you study. While they joke, you build. And soon enough, the same people who laughed at your process will be quoting your results. Don't seek to impress. Seek to impact. Your consistency, that's power. Your patience, that's dominance. Your silence, that's strategy. Because when you're truly locked in, you don't have time to clap back. You're too busy becoming the version of you they never saw coming. So stop trying to change their minds and start changing your habits. Stop explaining your dreams and start expanding your discipline. Let the vision speak. Let the work speak. Let the life you build in the dark silence every critic, every doubter, every hater. Your discipline is the loudest revenge. Your discipline is the quiet war they never saw coming. And your discipline is the reason you will win. When he breaks something down for you, you will get tired. You will feel weak. There will be days when your body says stop and your mind whispers quit. But hear me loud and clear. Motivation will not save you in that moment. Inspiration won't carry you through that pain. Only discipline will. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It only cares what you do. Because feelings lie. Feelings fluctuate. Feelings are fragile. But discipline is built like a machine. It runs when you don't feel like it. It moves when you don't want to. It shows up even when you don't believe you can. That's what separates winners from the world. You think champions always feel strong? You think they always feel confident? You think they're always ready? No, but they're disciplined. And when the emotion is gone, the standard kicks in. When the fire fades, the routine takes over. Discipline says, I said I would, so I will. I made the decision, so now I live the process. I don't need hype, I need habits. And that's what builds greatness. Because success doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most consistent. When you're tired, you don't need a break. You need a reminder of why you started. When you're tired, don't go soft. Dig deeper. Remind yourself, I didn't come this far to stop here. I didn't suffer this long to throw it away. I didn't bleed to walk away now. You don't have to feel strong to act strong. You just have to keep moving. Every rep matters. Every step matters. Every choice and exhaustion builds the next level of you. You want to be different? Then keep showing up when it's dark. You want to be elite? Then execute when it's hard. You want to lead? Then lead yourself through fatigue. Discipline is the bridge between tired and triumphant. You don't rise when it's easy. You rise when you refuse to quit when it's hard. And if you can do that, there is nothing you can't conquer. If you don't remember anything else I said, remember this. Discipline over everything. Not dreams, not hype, not clout, not emotion. Discipline. Because dreams without discipline are just wishes. Energy without direction is just noise. And potential without action is just a lie you tell yourself to stay comfortable. You want to go next level? Then you better make discipline your daily decision. Discipline when it's boring. Discipline when it's slow. Discipline when no one is clapping. Discipline when the fire's gone and it's just cold, lonely work. That's when it counts. You think champions always had motivation? No, they had discipline when motivation died. They didn't chase the feeling, they chased the standard. They didn't wait for passion, they built habits. You want results, you want greatness, then it's time to stop chasing moments and start mastering movement. Wake up when you said you would. Show up when it's inconvenient. Lock in when distractions are screaming your name. Because the world don't care how talented you are. It rewards the one who kept showing up, kept grinding, kept pushing. Discipline is the separator. Discipline is the elevator. Discipline is the legacy. The greats, they didn't have more time. They had more control over their time. They didn't avoid pain. They embraced it with a purpose. They didn't wait for perfect. They showed up flawed and focused. That's the cheat code. That's the answer. That's the truth. Discipline over excuses, emotions, popularity, temporary pleasure, comfort. Because comfort never built greatness, and shortcuts never lead to legacy. Your future is not built by what you do once in a while. It's built by what you do without fail, daily, relentlessly, with intention. This is your call. Choose the grind over the scroll. Choose the plan over the party. Choose the work over the whining. Choose discipline over everything, because that's what it takes. That's how you separate. That's how you become unbreakable. Don't just dream it, discipline it.